Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We'll begin our briefing. During the day, gunmen had unsuccessful attacks against ATO near Ilovaisk, Belyarivka, Debaltsevo, Donetsk, Luhansk, Popasna, Rovenki, and Savumohila. The main task of Ukrainian units is to hold the positions and to liberate strategically important Ilovaisk. Ukrainian aviation continues its work, and they made strikes on the column of gunmen in Krasnodon, Luhansk region, and they stopped it. Terrorists have big losses. As to the situation on the direction of Novozovsk-Mariupol, what was left from the column that was trying to get on the highway to Mariupol, they were stopped and attacked by the united group of ATO. As a result, 2 tanks were undermined, and some members of commanders were arrested, and there were no other fights near Mariupol. Now there are Ukrainian militaries there. To the trust phone of ATO in Mariupol, we receive calls that infiltration activities became more active, and we ask you to call 0944371805. Armed Forces of Ukraine received the support with the equipment, and during the day, armored vehicles that participate in the military parade on the independence of Ukraine, they have come. Armored vehicles Kohar, and for city fights, and modernized armored vehicles Kras, and for transportation of stuff. More equipment arrived recently. As to the situation in towns and villages, terrorists continue to shell districts in Donetsk, Luhansk, and other cities. After shell and terrorists in Kiev district of Donetsk, 820 households were switched off from gas, and also 6 transformation substations were also switched off. And there are a lot of terrorists were shelling Rodakova, Luhansk region. In Luhansk region, in Stanitsa Luhanska, counterintelligence SBU arrested the head of Nizhny village council, Olena Ivanovskaya, who was a leader of terrorist organization LNR. Using authorities provided by the state, she instigated people to stand against the authorities and to participate in separatist movements in Luhansk region. Also, she provided information to terrorists about dislocation and the movement of Ukrainian Ukrainian units. We pay you attention that new armored vehicles that arrived to ATO, and that allows to move around cities. We would like to draw your attention that since tomorrow, briefings of information center will take place in Ukrinform information agency, and that is on Bogdana Khmelnytskого 816. And tomorrow we will be happy to see you around 2 o'clock during our briefing. Questions, please. Tell us, please, as to Novozovsk, have you destroyed the whole column, or they fled away? They were not able to escape, and there are armored vehicles, so that we were able to stop them, and they take pictures now of them. They get documents and speak to those whom they detained and in those vehicles. That's why tomorrow we'll provide more detailed information about that. So, because somebody told that about 30 tanks came to Ukraine. No. Only 10 tanks, as I told you in the morning, and all of them are stopped. Some of them were just stopped. Some of them were mined and exploded, and there was information that near Ilovaisk, a group of military men and also a group of journalists are surrounded, and they cannot get out. I don't have that information yet. I would like to ask you, do you have information about equipment from Topaz factory? What has happened to it? You see, before terrorists occupied Donetsk, our professionals took away all technical documentation from that enterprise, which produces very important equipment, those radio stations that reach far away. As to technical equipment, as information we received from our Burgas and customs officers, trucks that crossed the border is Barano. They didn't have that equipment. So we hope that it is still there, the equipment is still there. There are trucks, Russian trucks that were leaving from Ukraine. It didn't have that equipment. Thank you. Thank you very much.